a lot alike, and our belief systems are very similar. I'm different from who he is and what he does. So there's still been some small changes which our kids have had to adapt to. You know, we want to play faster. We want to do some things differently on offense. We want to be a little bit more aggressive on defense. And, you know, our kids, for the most part, are bought into that. They've been really good in terms of trying to do and execute and understand the things that I want done as a head coach. And I'm excited. I mean, I come to work every single day with a smile, excited about this place with the potential and all those types of things. And potential is great, but at some point in time, you got to turn that potential into reality. And the task at hand is to put a great product on the field Saturday at 1 o'clock against North Carolina Central.
No, see, Coach, I've got to be honest with you. I'm one of these HBCU history buffs, and Morgan State is one of those HBCUs that has lots of history dating back to Eddie Hurst. You can look at the legend Earl Banks, even Dr. Charles Drew, who a lot of people don't know was actually a football coach. He's known for the whole blood plasma thing, but Dr. Charles Drew actually coached Morgan State for a year. So what does it mean to you to be a part of a program with so much rich tradition and history?
It's really an honor and a privilege every single day. You mentioned some of the great coaches, Coach Banks, Eddie P. Hurt, and the people who have been here and kind of made this place what it was. You know, for a long time, I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and for a long time, you know, there's always the history tradition of Grambling and Coach Robinson. And a lot of people don't realize Morgan and Grambling used to play in the New York Urban League Classic, and you mentioned it earlier, like Morgan in a lot of those situations like went and beat Grambling and dominated those games. And to be a part of a place where you've got a storied tradition, you know, this place has 4 guys who are in the NFL Hall of Fame: Willie Lanier, Roosevelt Brown, Leroy Kelly, Lynn Ford. And to have a chance to walk in the same buildings that these men went into practice every day and work every day, and to even have a chance to be mentioned in the same sentence in some capacity with the lifetime accomplishments that those guys made is really an honor and a privilege, and it's a responsibility that I do not take lightly. This place wants to win. You know, they want to get back to being one of the premier programs in this conference and premier programs in the country, and I think it's definitely a track that we can get to. It's really exciting to come to work. I think we got fantastic administration and support here. I think we can be really successful, and we're going to work our tails off every day to put a product on the field that our fans and alumni will be proud of, and we're going to make sure that our kids are prepared when they leave here, that when they leave they can be productive leaders in their communities, they can be great dads, they can be great husbands, and they can represent Morgan State University in a first-class way.
There he is. He just sold it. That's part of the head coach's job. He sold the university right there. Now, if I was a prospective student, hey, man, I'd be like, sign me up, coach. Sign me up, man.
Hey, you know what? We always got a way to go back. We might need to just go back and check and see how much eligibility you got. I'm sure you got one more year left, man.
None. I'm almost 40, coach. All right, Fred.
I just need about 5 or 6 plays a game.
Oh no, I don't have that in me, bro. I don't have that in me. He is Fred Ferrier, head football coach, Morgan State University. The Bears are in action this weekend versus North Carolina Central in a MEAC showdown. It is homecoming on the campus of Morgan State University, 1 o'clock kickoff from Hughes Stadium. Coach, thank you so much for joining us on the show, and we look forward to talking to you in the near future, okay?
No problem. I appreciate your time. Your report is fantastic. I enjoy checking it out every week, and thanks for the opportunity to be on your program.
All right, great stuff right there from Coach Ferrier. This is the HBCU Report, being heard via Spreaker.com, and I am Rob Calloway. We are powered by SportsNewsAndBrews.com, your official source for sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers. Don't forget, next week, the show's going to be live in Birmingham, Alabama, site of the largest HBCU Classic, the 75th annual Coca-Cola Magic City Classic, Alabama State and Alabama A&M from Legion Field. We'll be there, live in their living color. And coming up on the other side, got a special treat for you guys. We will talk with the MEAC's all-time leading rusher, North Carolina A&T running back Tariq Cohen. Joins us right here on the HBCU Report after these words.
The HBCU experience lives here. The HBCU Report with Rob Calloway. We'll be right back.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed, and they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs, and it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Connecting the SWAC, the MEAC, SIAC, and the CIAA. The HBCU experience lives here. It's the HBCU Report with Rob Calloway.
This is the HBCU Report, powered by SportsNewsAndBrews.com, your official source for sports, black news, political news, and the latest on your favorite craft beers. I am Rob Calloway, and right now on SportsNewsAndBrews.com, you can check out the latest state report from my boy Deshaun Tate as he talks all things Michigan State football. Plus, Tupac, Pearl Jam, and Janet Jackson are headlining the list of nominees for this year's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. All of that and more is just a click away. SportsNewsAndBrews.com. Now, coming up today at 1 o'clock is homecoming on the campus of Howard University, or GHO, as the Bison faithful call it, the greatest homecoming on earth. And the 1-6 Bison will have their hands full when they host the reigning HBCU national champion North Carolina A&T Aggies. And right now, I did say right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have the young man that many consider to be the glue for this explosive Aggies team. He recently became the MEAC's all-time leading rusher. Tarik Cohen joins us right here on the HBCU Report. First of all, Tarik, thank you for joining us on the HBCU Report.
How you doing? Thank you for having me.
All right, great, man. Glad to have you on the show. First off, I got to congratulate you on all your success. You've been racking up honors and awards since your freshman year, and now you're the all-time leading rusher in MEAC history. How does it feel?
It feels great. It's like kind of putting the cherry on top of my career here at A&T, and it just like goes to show that all the hard work that's been put in during the off seasons has paid off.
Now, growing up in Bond, North Carolina, did you ever envision having this much success and everything that comes along with it?
No, I never thought about this part. Like, growing up, you know, everybody wants to make it to the NFL. They never think about, like, the journey to the NFL. I just thought about optimistic because of the great career he had, not only in college and in black college football, but in the NFL. And it just gave me great hope that I can do well in the NFL also.
This is the HBCU Report. Rob Calloway on the line right now with Tarik Cohen. He is the all-time leading rusher in MEAC history. North Carolina A&T running back. They're in action today at 1 o'clock versus Howard University. It is Howard's homecoming, or GHO, as they call it, the greatest homecoming on earth. Never been there, but that's what they say. Now, who are some of the current running backs, Tarik, that you look up to today that you've actually tried to emulate?
The safety backs, such as like Jamal Charles, you know, LaShawn McCoy, one of my favorites. And then I also like a couple power backs because I like delivering both to the defensive players so they don't think at my stature that I can do that. So for the likes of LeGarrette Blount, I like his style of play, and Marshawn Lynch.
Now, I just want to get your opinion on something. Now, I tell high school students all the time that because of social media, if you're good, the NFL and scouts will find you even at the HBCU level. Do you agree?
Most definitely, because such as Javon Hargrave, I see that he became the first rookie starter for the Steelers defense.
Absolutely.
In like 20 years, I think. And me and him was roommates when we got the award for offensive and defensive player of the year in black college football, and just like getting to know him, seeing how cool he was, even though we went against each other, and we was enemies at one point. Just seeing him do good makes me feel good about myself and about how I can become an impact player in the NFL too.
Now, I don't know if they told you, but this show actually broadcasts from Atlanta. So, I've had the opportunity of seeing you on several occasions here at the Georgia Dome, most recently in last year's Celebration Bowl, where your team won the HBCU National Championship. How was the experience of playing in a game of that magnitude and playing before a national audience on ESPN?
It was great, not only for myself, but for the school. It got us great notoriety. People really starting to know who A&T is from, not just North Carolina, from all over, because our student applications incoming freshmen was the highest it's ever been, and they said it's even going to be higher next year.
Wow, that's major, man. That's major. Now, speaking of major, you had the opportunity of meeting President Barack Obama last week when he was on campus for his town hall meeting put on by TheUndefeated.com and ESPN. What was it like to be up close and personal with President Obama?
It was a surreal moment, because never in my life I thought I would meet the president, meet the person who's basically at the top of the free world, and just to be in the same room with him and see him in person. I kind of didn't believe it. I really was checking to see if it was a hologram, if it was really him, but it was kind of crazy seeing Barack Obama in person.
All right, he is the all-time leading rusher in MEAC history, and I read something this week that said to stop referring to him as the best back in HBCU football and put some respect on his name, as Birdman would say, as the best back in the nation. He is Tarik Cohen. Thank you, homie, and good luck in today's matchup versus Howard, and we'll be talking to you sometime soon, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, great stuff right there. And before we get up out of here, got to look at some of today's big matchups. Woo, it's homecoming everywhere, it seems like. Coming up today, you got Kentucky State taking on Tuskegee. Is homecoming in Tuskegee. Homecoming on the campus of Morgan State. We talked about that earlier. They take on North Carolina Central. It's G-Ho at Howard, the greatest homecoming on earth, as I just mentioned once again. They take on North Carolina A&T. Homecoming in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, as Southern University takes on Arkansas Pine Bluff. It's homecoming in Tallahassee. FAMU takes on Hampton. Homecoming in Albany State. Well, homecoming in Albany, should I say, as Albany State takes on Clark Atlanta. Morehouse and Benedict hook up is homecoming up at Benedict. Homecoming at Fort Valley, they take on Central State. And then it's homecoming at Texas Southern, and they face Jackson State. So there you have it. Don't forget, next week's show will be live from Birmingham, Alabama, site of the world's largest HBCU classic, the world's largest HBCU game, actually, the 75th annual Coca-Cola Magic City Classic between Alabama State and Alabama A&M from Legion Field. And I'm definitely excited about that and can't wait to see you and yours right there. I'd like to thank this morning's guest, Morgan State's Fred Ferrier, North Carolina Central's Jerry Mack, and North Carolina A&T's Tarik Cohen, and, of course, you, the listener, because without you, there would be no what? No HBCU report. So until next week, Birmingham, Alabama, I'm on the way. If you're looking for me, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm somewhere on the yard. HBCU report, Rob Calloway, I'm out.
It's the HBCU report with Rob Calloway.